Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created magic and miracles for people of all walks of life, all around the world, to help them understand the manifestation is actually effortless. They do it all the time. It's the quality of manifestations that needs to improve. And I created what's called a signature coaching program for all of those who want to revolutionize their life and quantum leap to another parallel timeline in which the actual original blueprint of your life is being played out right now. I recommend 2 to 3 months in this coaching program for real transformation, for real results that you will never forget in your life how you did it. Okay. If you really understand the practicality behind manifestation, and I do my best to bring it down to earth and to really explain it in very simplistic terms, because I feel like in the manifestation community, not for nothing, a lot of people complicate shit because they simply don't know what they're talking about, never experienced it themselves. Okay. So I bring it out to earth, and you'll never forget how you did it. And if you did it once, deliberately and on purpose, you could do it over and over and over again. Truth is, you're already doing it, like I said, but you just focusing deliberately on the outcome that you actually want. And so I take you through the program. I'm not going to cover all the details of the program, but essentially the three steps, the three symbolic steps and practical steps are: we cover your mama drama panorama, all the shit that has gone on up until now. I really am interested in this because this is the makeup of your belief system. Sorry. And I really am interested in this. Why? Because it will become my job after we cover all of this in detail, in great detail, mind you. I really want to stress, I don't really care what you've done with another coach. With all due respect, I have a very intense way about coaching. This is not to say rigid. This intense means I'm very interested. I'm very interested in the details so that you don't need another coach after me. After we do that, we process the emotions, i.e., part with the timeline that you're currently on. Very important for you to forgive, to let go, to process, not to be attached emotionally. This is the most important thing. And then, and only then, I teach you energy work, and I set you up with the vision and the practical steps to follow each and every single day to achieve your fairy tale life. And if you follow the yellow brick road, if you don't resist me, if you don't rebuttal my methods, if you just listen to what I'm saying, and it's not a dictatorship by any stretch of the imagination. I always hear you out. In fact, I always custom make my coaching for the person. I mean, obviously, I'm there to help. But if you take my guidance, you will always succeed. It doesn't exist that you don't succeed. Now, some people, after having gone through the coaching program and the process, they come back later, let's just say 6 months later, a year later. I've had cases like that for a refresher. At that point, they're in a different place, they have different things, they're usually elevated in another timeline, as I've mentioned. And there are other problems. Those problems are not like the problems before. There are of a higher quality problems, if there's such a thing, problems you can handle. So it becomes a different conversation. But in this scenario, it's not nearly as intense. There's a touch-up package that I offer. It's 5 sessions. Okay, you can buy as many packages of those as you want, and you can use those sessions whenever you want. Because at that point, again, you have gone through my coaching program, you have all the tools, you have all the recordings, whether that's on Zoom or a phone call, you have all the recordings, you can listen through them. It's such a gift. You walk away with a plethora, like a library of these audios or videos in the case of Zoom. And you can therefore refresh your memory of all the conversations that we've done. Now I channel in my coaching, I channel in lives and in audios, and of course in coaching. And so you get a lot out of me. I just want to stress this one thing. When you let me do my job, when you really pay attention to what I'm saying, and in the moment, I can channel such advice for you that it was not premeditated. It was not, cookie cut like a lot of coaches, copy and paste from client to client, but individually for you, specific advice for you. And so if this sounds like your cup of tea, if this is something that you were kind of thirsting and looking for, the process is such that you book a session first, a standalone session of 1 hour. You need to sign the coaching agreement by hand. Okay, print your name, sign your name, you know how it goes with the legal documents, and make sure you scan it and send it back to me. As a very last resort, I will accept a very clear picture of all the pages of the document, okay? And then we'll rendezvous during the session. You'll definitely walk away with advice, with golden nuggets. I'll definitely set you up with what I would do in your situation, what needs to be done. Now, upon conclusion of this session, if we both agree to work together, if we feel, both of us, that the match is right, I really feel like this will be successful only if I resonate with you. So please make yourself familiar with my work on this channel, but this channel is new, and my other channel, the previous channel that I had was and still have Magic and Miracles is the handle, and the link is also below. All right, and I have other channels, a couple of other channels, but that is the main channel that you'll see, like, I don't know, is 600 videos or something crazy like that. All right, so if you have any questions, please email me. Let me just say hello to Eva. Hi, Queen. Hello, Queen. Hello, Queen. Right back at you, darling. All right, so I do apologize for being tardy quite a bit. I was expecting to have a first session with a volunteer, but things just didn't go according to plan. I hope everything's okay with the volunteer because I didn't hear from them. But, I had to gather myself for a little bit and write some notes real quick so that we have something to discuss today. So, the topic of today is how to merge with the SP reality of pure magic. So, in other words, what is the reality you want to be in right now? Doesn't necessarily have to be SP. It could be money, it could be career, it could be a health issue. A lot of people come to me with health issues. I mean, the understanding is such that it's never just SP, okay? It's always accompanied by other issues. Things are just out of alignment. You happen to be, again, on the wrong timeline. You really know this in your body. You really understand this. Like, Anna, how the fuck do I get out of this timeline? I'm going to tell you in this live. So please stay and please thumbs up. Okay, big thumbs up and big subscribe. All right. So I want to say, first things first, the power that you hold of a golden Buddha is a power. It's not a punishment. So even the fact that today you don't have what you want, you happen to be on a different timeline, is not punishment, it's power. You just maybe don't understand how you're doing it, but I'm going to do my best to help you here to understand how you're doing it and so to transform it. So the understanding of parallel realities comes in very handy. And if you're not familiar with this and you're not using it on a daily basis, I highly advise you that you do. It will shift your entire perspective on life, on what's possible for you, and what kind of experiences and results, quite frankly, to expect from for yourself. It doesn't matter in that sense, what has been going on before, for how long, and all this jazz. Understand everything is here, everything is now. So whenever you feel stuck, just say to yourself as a mantra, perhaps, write it down, put it on the fridge, I don't know, on your desktop computer, on your desk. Everything is here, everything is now. So in other words, I'm never stuck. I have all the possibilities available. So I'm going to speak for you. I may be in the shittiest of positions today. Okay. And you could tell me all the complaints, that I hear in coaching. Anna, no money, no honey, no nothing, like no job that I like nothing's working. I've had those cases. But so understand, even in this position, there is another reality. in which right now, as we speak, this future that you call future, that I'm going to get my shit together, align myself with this reality, and then it's going to become visible to me. It's with you in the room right now and always has been. Ain't that some shit? The future that you seek, the SP, the money, the career, the healing is in the room with you right now. All the realities. Now, first of all, what the fuck is 3D? Nothing. I want to say to you, like really, really nothing. A figment of your imagination, shall we say. We don't really know what 3D is. Scientists try really hard to understand. It's mostly space. So it's all your imagination anyway. So who the fuck cares what the 3D surrounds you with right now and what impression you are under? Okay, that this means this or this means that I'm a good person or I'm a bad person, but that's much later. I'm going to get to that. Meaning, like, your results speak of your character? No, that's not the case. Your character is only defined by your behavior, in my opinion. Okay. So everything exists on a specific frequency. And this is the only reason you don't see. Okay, if you are on the wrong frequency, if you're pissed off, in other words, that you don't have something that you really want, if you're jealous, if you're angry, if you, in other words, anything in opposition other than celebrating that success, celebrating this something and giving thanks for this something or someone or this change or this health thing improving in yourself, if you are not in agreement in frequency, you're not on the same frequency, you're not going to experience it, you're not going to see it, it's going to be invisible to you, and it can remain that way, I mean, for the rest of your life if you wanted to, but you clearly don't. So the only way is to change the frequency, to rendezvous with this SP version, with this fairy tale on a different frequency, and it's always with you. Nobody can take it away from you. Like, your entire life has been predestined in a way. Before you even came through, you were born here in earthly terms and all this kind of jazz. You had a blueprint. You knew exactly who you were going to marry, who you were going to divorce, where you would be at this point in time. Okay. So, but there is a version of events. There is supreme. That is supreme. That is awesome, like the most perfect ideal version of events, and then there is this reality that you may be currently living out. Okay, so the discrepancy may be enormous. Nevertheless, there is a version of this reality right here right now. Let's just say your reality is down here in fear. You live in fear, in the world of fear you live. Okay, and we covered this last live, how based on the frequency that you reside on, you will travel to this reality on which this is the theater. It's unchangeable. So as long you could say, but Anna, the situation is such that I'm pissed off and I have every reason to be. I agree with you, but for how long? And for whose sake? Like that you're pissed off and you're in fear or in anger, nobody cares really. I mean, you're responsible for your life. So as long as you want to kind of like assist yourself, you got to take yourself out of that world. Okay. Frequency and focus is the name of the game. In other words, you can start accepting this as a final result. Therefore, no go. There's no other change that's going to be incorporated. I don't care what you say. You can remain pissed off. You can remain pissed off at a third party. You can not change your beliefs. You cannot change your perception of this reality. You can stop believing that manifestation is even real. Nobody cares. It's your life. Only your life is going to suffer or augment based on what you're incorporating. So frequencies then have different versions of your reality. The idea is to bring yourself up all the way to love and bliss, even though the current circumstances, so-called circumstances, again, who knows what's out there, we don't really care, it's all a mind game that you play with yourself at the end of the day. You know, when you die in earthly terms, you go upstairs, so to speak, and you look at all the actors that came on stage, and played their role and played their part, and the entirety of time they will tell you, like, lots of people have these either near death experiences, well, yeah, near death experiences, because they come back and report, like, the entirety of time, the world that you want to be a part of, this ultimate world, is available. It's available right now. So it's a very delicate game, again, of focus and frequency, and not much effort. Now, are you supposed to work on yourself to achieve this? Yes. Are you supposed to work hard on your job? Yes. But it's not an arduous process, it's not a laborsome thing. Yes, it's hard to work on yourself. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's not manual labor we're talking about. It's not a matter of like how many affirmations can I really just, jam into my head, or none of that shit. Okay? So it's all about, can you tune in? Can you allow yourself? Can you love yourself enough to offer yourself another possibility, another story, another reality, to play another character? Now, I'm not saying to become psychotic and start pretending to be somebody you're not, or to start mimicking somebody or start acting like somebody else. No, it's not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is the character you're playing right now. This down and out character, perhaps, may not be your situation altogether, but this character that plays this role of I don't have my SP, and continues to say to themselves, I don't have my SP, I don't have my SP, I don't have my SP. Okay, where can you get with this logic? Nowhere. It's only going to be the reality of I don't have my SP. And this character you play, this version of yourself, okay, that puts on a certain, costume, shall we say, certain clothes, certain makeup, even, it's a different world. Like, in the world where you have your SP, you feeling and acting, dressing and performing differently. You acting differently, you have different thoughts, and it's not as difficult as, again, as people in the metaphysical or whatever manifestational community make it out to be. It's the commitment to a character, to a different I call it a character. It's just easier to absorb, hopefully, for you guys, and for me it resonates so much because I've done acting, and it's an easy metaphor to understand. Like, if I'm playing the victim role, there's only a very, very limited power in the victim role. None. No power. None whatsoever. Because you're playing a victim. You say, oh, poor me, and blah, blah, blah. I'm making fun on purpose. Okay, we've all been there. It's not that. Momentarily, you can feel, okay, that sucks. I'm allowed to feel like a human being and feel sadness, feel sorrow, feel regret, feel whatever. But for how long? For how long are you letting it become your life? Are you letting it, like, seriously become the tonality of your life? Any day could become a life. Any moment can become a life too. So in the moment that you stop playing the victim and you start playing that person who is chosen, who right now your SP is salivating over, that you're sending a different signal to this person, that moment can be transformational. And as long as you hang on to this moment can become your life. Does that make sense? Okay, guys, big thumbs up and big subscribe. So tuning in into this reality. So I apologize in advance. I'm going to be reading quite a bit from my notes because they're good notes as usual. Everything has a tonality, like music, like a mood. Your life right now has a mood. What's the mood? Oh, poor me. Or I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I know what to do. I can take baby steps and arrive to my large goal. What's the mood right now in your story? What's the mood board, if you will? All right. Like fall has pumpkin pie, my favorite, by the way. That's how I gain weight, not for nothing. True story. I'm like, I don't care. I don't have a scale back then. I didn't have a scale. Now I do. Oh my god, I'm hot again. So much energy here. And this, like, fall is the mood of a pumpkin pie, let's just say, and December with the festivity, whatever religion you're part of. What's your world's signature vibe right now? Be honest with yourself. It's right there on the surface. Okay. So this mood vibe will dictate the kind of character you are, how you behave, and therefore how the world responds to you. But at any point in time, you can totally switch over to, you know what? Been there, done that. Kind of had enough of this bullshit. I want to be wanted. I want to be loved. I want to be adored, effortlessly so. You can, my darling. You can. And the way to do it, I'm going to jump around my notes. You have to enter another world, another character. And this is where the fake it till you make it really does help for a short period of time. Again, I'm not suggesting you mimic somebody else and you like impersonate somebody. Okay. You are becoming somebody else, a different version of yourself. Your consciousness is going to be like, hoopla, go to this body now. And I mean, this body could be looking younger, thinner, whatever, more confident, different thoughts, different expectations, different money, whatever the fuck you want to put in this character. This is what I work on in my coaching. Okay. So be done playing the victim internally. Like on the outside, still, if you change and you shift your perspective to, you know what, I've been there, done it. Like, I don't prefer to be this character anymore. Internally, you've just decided. This decision is very powerful because you've now just parted with this idea. On the outside, it still kind of resembles what it used to be, the echo of the past. But internally, you're not playing victim anymore. In fact, treating every disadvantage, so-called disadvantage, or some kind of situation as a blessing in disguise is the way to transmute this current reality and form a very direct path to the timeline of your preference. In other words, if you're sitting there and feeling bad for yourself and you're saying bad things about yourself based on your current results and circumstances, this is not going to be any place that you can start to transmute it or transform your reality. You need to abandon the shit. Somehow, some way, this too shall serve you. This too is a blessing in disguise. Now, again, I work on this in my coaching with everybody, and I help them understand like nothing ever really goes wrong. Your perception tells you that something's going wrong, but it ain't. God makes no mistakes, if you want to say it like that, or universe doesn't make any mistakes. You stay in position, you stay in the character of your preference, you'll be amazed and dazzled. This so-called problem will turn around into the biggest blessing of your fucking life. Even now, what you consider to be a problem is going to become a gigantic fucking blessing that you're gonna later brag about to people. I'm so serious. All right. So be downplaying the victim internally. That reality belongs to that character. Give it up. Hand it over. Done. Basta. Kabasta. And it's only designed to give you victim power, which is no power at all. Is what just like I said. So, in this transmutation of energy surrounding the circumstance, that will give you your real power back. In other words, when I'm done playing the victim, I'm done being angry, complaining, now I can really go to work. I'm done feeling bad about myself. If somebody comes and tells you, oh, you poor you, this didn't work out, and that, shut them up. No, no, I'm not that person anymore. I have nothing to do with that anymore. Okay, those are not my results. Meaning, yeah, up until now they were, but I get to decide to be a new version of myself. And most importantly, my worth does not equal my circumstances. A lot of people really confuse that because again, a lot of coaches, not for nothing, having not achieved anything in their life that they're talking about, really love for some reason to like really guilt trip their clients and viewers into thinking like this is your fault, feel bad, come here, I'll fix you. No, 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 no. It's not your fault. You're a human being. Maybe that you just don't understand how to do it. Okay, but it's your fault. You created it. Like, yeah, you created it. You created it based on that consciousness, but to like blame a person who's already having self-esteem issues, that's kind of like really horrible, you know? But I see that a lot. And people send me clips of other coaches all the time. Horrible work. I mean, what's the point in making another person feel horrible? They're not going to move on from that if you're trying to help them or you say you're trying to help them, which you're not. So the idea is not to feel horrible and not to equate the current state of circumstances to your value. Never do that. It's just a mood. It's just a world. You've stepped into a yucky world. So fucking what? You're still a lovable person. You're still worthy. You still have your talents. You still have your beauty. You still the original golden Buddha. You're just traveling realities is all. So you see how much lighter this just became? Instead of like this blame and you are to blame. You're a horrible person. No, never has that been the case. Excuse me, I need to retouch my Prada. um, Now, one thing I really wanted to cover with you, which I really meant to talk about quite a bit, is I mean, I've mentioned this before, but to kind of go into more depth and maybe do a little meditation with you guys here today. Your body is a very, very, very powerful instrument. And so, how your body feels at any point in time or for a prolonged period of time, it really just creates either the possibility or the impossibility of you being able to travel to another reality. So, how you feel in your body, that's the world. So, if I feel discouraged, I've just entered the discouragement world, like literally treated like that. If I feel sad, I'm only going to encounter circumstances, people, and events that are going to prolong this mood. All right. So, etc., etc. You insert a feeling, a mood, that's the world. But it looks the same, right? Your house or apartment is still there, whatever, New York City is still there, or whatever city you live in, you're still there, but the atmosphere is different. So, therefore, it goes directly back to you. If you create your mood out of nothing, and I'm going to share with you some things which I've shared before, but kind of like to hone in on this, how you yourself can sit at your drawing board, so to speak, creating your own mood, your own go back to original blueprint world, which has your original signature vibe. Now, these are usually things that excite you. So, as an example, I've shared on my other channel how architecture really blows my mind and excites me, especially in New York and Paris and London and cities like that. Just really wonderful. I mean, New York, just mind blowing. And the different, I mean, such a small island Manhattan is, but like different parts have different, moods. But Upper East Side, which is where I live, has mind-blowing architecture. So I take the time every single day to walk around and admire this architecture and to draw inspiration of how this makes me feel, these feelings. Okay, I've shared my obsession with cakes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to start a cake channel at some point. I don't know when it's gonna be, but I've like my Instagram feed is full of cakes. How to make this cake, how to make that cake, how to make the vegan version. I know all about it. I'm so obsessed. It's not even funny. And I'm trying to do it myself at home. True story. Just obsessed. Obsessed with carrot cake. Obsessed with all of it, man. The chocolate brownies, all of that. Sugar, man. I'm trying to figure out how to eat more sugar in sneaky ways that doesn't, harm so badly. It's funny because it's true. Oh my god, I'm hot. So, where was I? So yeah, the carrot cake, the architecture, other music. Music inspires me, right? So draw inspiration, and so you can create this mood, this world of yours that is untouchable, darling. is untouchable. Nobody can touch it. If you don't touch it, if you don't correct something there, nobody can touch it. It belongs to you. Why? Because you know the specificity of that frequency. Like a person can come up to you and say, "Tell me how you feel in that world where everything is taken care of, you're SP, you're married if that's your desire, and you have the money that you want, and everything on your list, essentially, that could make you happy forevermore." You won't be able to explain it. It has a very specific, directly based on your background, who you are, how you grew up, what you've been up to thus far. It has a specific flavor of the frequency that only you know. You won't be able to explain it other than I feel complete, I feel happy. Okay. So if you can daily go to that world and get familiar, okay, I'm making choices, I'm done being a victim. I'm making deliberate choices of how my world should feel. That's instructing the universe what kinds of circumstances, people, and events to bring you next. Because once you change that inside, and that becomes more of your focus, all right? The outside has no choice, but again, you're going to step into a completely different world. That this person an hour ago told you something completely different. You go back to your drawing board, you meditate, you know, you do your thing, you contemplate. If you have a photo album, I have a photo album that inspires me a lot, full of architecture, you guessed it, and interior design. I love that as well. It puts me in the mood. It puts me in this creative, unlimited mood. You may have something else like that. Okay. So use these artifacts, I call them, to create this mood. And then when you create the mood, who the fuck can say no to you? There is no no. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood of that world. Who can say? Nobody can say. This is the law of the land. You walk out into a completely different world. An hour ago, this person said to you something completely different, and now they're telling you something diametrically opposed. Why? Because you took the time to rewire your mood. You back in that world where this something exists and is going to be visible to you pretty fucking shortly. People get impatient a little bit. There is that. And sometimes there's a question of divine timing and this and that. You know, yes and no. And here's how. Some things, it's true, they take longer. I mean, there's some things in earthly terms that just, it's just how it's set up, it just takes time. In other words, like, I don't know, you don't just meet somebody and hoopla, you marry them, for an example. Okay, there's some things that progressively could get better and better and better, but as long as you have, okay, the image of what you're after, it has no choice, and you stay consistently in that world, in that timeline, it has no choice but to come about. And so the entirety of time, things can go, you can go back and forth from world to world some days, because some days you won't be feeling so hot, you might get triggered by what you see. Still doesn't matter, because you have your plan. You have your plan, you have your mood board, you have your drawing board full of ambition, full of passion, full of light. Nobody can argue against light because it's the creative force of the universe. And if you are in love with this world, oof, it boosts it up quite a fucking notch. All right. So your body then is a very powerful instrument that travels parallel worlds, parallel realities, not just parallel realities, but parallel worlds, parallel timelines, like altogether different world. Like what you think is possible right now, it ain't shit. It ain't shit. Just be done playing this character that doesn't have this something, will ya? And you know something? When it's human to experience emotions. But once you process it and you're done with it, when you're finally on the other side and you have your SP or whatever it is you're after today, you will get there. You'll be like, shit. It feels like it was here all along because it was. It feels like it was so easy because it is. That's it. It's just the human experience. What can I say? This is what it's all about. Human experience of being kind to yourself, though. Okay, so we're going to talk about this next. Now, one second. So, oh, this is really important. How your body feels, that's the world. You occupy it right now. How does your body feel right now? Is it tense? Is it worried? Is it stressed? This is the world right now. Okay, you need to change that. So let's right now, okay? Oh, and the other one, when you're walking around, when you're shopping, just the automatic feeling, what is that? This is the feeling that you need to change. It's so apropos by now. It's your second nature. That's the second nature that you need to change. Start working on your second nature to be something of a higher kind, of an elevated frequency. Make that your default. Okay, so let's meditate. Everybody has an intention here, right? And those rewatching later. So I want you to close your eyes, okay? I'll keep mine open and just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath and make it full of light. Like imagine a lot of light just pouring down into your chest and then some kind of darkness there that resides right now. Just exhale it. Just go. One more time. Breathe in the light. Oh, feel it just like expanding your lungs. And breathe out all that darkness. Okay, now ask yourself, who am I right now? Who am I right now? And it's gonna come a story of blue blah blue blah blue blah blue blah blue. And you're gonna say, you know what? I don't want to be this version of myself anymore. I want access to my highest version right now. Breathe it in. Ooh, goosebumps. Breathe out the old version. There we go. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out the old version. Just like that, you can switch realities. Just like that. Now imagine you did this for like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Fine. You could do it like that. Now hold your intention. Let's just say it's an SP intention. And send this intention without fear, without doubts, just a very focused intention of love towards your SP. Some kind of intention, doesn't matter what it is, and visualize them and send them this love. Just go ahead. Breathe in your own light and send them the energy of love. One more time. Breathe in the light and love. Oof. You've just jumped realities. You've just jumped timelines, darling. Played back. I have more meditation tapes on my website. Cake porn. Eva. Yes, we need some cake porn. I promise. I promise. It's coming. I just need to like figure out how to film it or whatever. I don't even know how I'm going to go about it. Can you imagine? Magic and Miracles cakes. Taking orders now. Oh, I can't. If I'm laughing, it's usually a good idea. All right, let's go back to that. So focusing on this version, who you are, on the person that you visualized, that version of that person, of your SP that you visualized, 90% of the time, 90% of your day, that should be your goal. 90% focus, 10% noise, destruction. Not destruction, distraction. Sorry. Distraction. No noise. Okay? 90% focus on who you now are and who this person is now to you. Doesn't matter who they've been before. Parenthesis here, unless they've been abusive. You know my stance on that. And 10% noise. Listen, nobody can escape noise. It's gonna be some fucking mama drama panorama. It's how much your attention is divided. Okay. At the very least, if you're starting out, it needs to be 51%. All right. That's how you gain control of the company, so to speak. All right. So, but start And as long as it doesn't matter what's happening, it doesn't matter what you're presented with right now, keep the focus and let the focus grow. Your attention is going to, what will happen is that your attention being so dedicated to this new timeline, it will open up a new world and it will take you there. It will just suck you. It's like a wormhole, literally. This is how you will feel and experience it. All right. You will step into it with boldness. I want to be this character now. I want to be the winner of my life. I want to be loved and cherished and adored. I deserve it, God damn it. I want to make this much money. I want to pa 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 pa. I am boldly entering this motherfucking world and I'm making it my focus. And my goal is to reach 90%. Can I tell you, you will be unfucking stoppable and unbeatable if you do this? Nobody can do anything to you. They could try and they will fail miserably, even if they try. All right. But I mean, anybody, could. And a person who's not stable in their vibration or in their intention or whatever decision, anybody could sway them. Don't be that person anymore. Don't, that's a big fucking luxury to give away your fucking golden Buddha power. No fucking thank you. Take the power back. Take the power back. Take the power back. I'm in charge. I'm setting the resonance. I'm setting the frequency. This is the frequency from which we're operating. Everybody in my life. This is literally what you're doing already. You're doing it already. You just need to change the script. Hi, Lavender Lysol. How are you, darling? Okay. So offer a different vibration conclusion. Okay, once you transmute it and you decided, no, I'm not a bad person, I'm not a failure, I'm not any less than the next person because I don't have what I want right now. Because a lot of people, not for nothing, they come to me and they feel really bad about their lives. I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s, I don't have what I want. That's okay, darling. You can have it like that. It doesn't matter. Don't feel bad just because you're not there anymore, or you're not there now. Some people, they used to be somewhere that they wanted to be, and now they're not, and desperately want to go back. You're still that person. If you created it once, you could create it again. If you never created it, you could still create it. Like I said, that blueprint, it belongs to you. It's like your fingerprints. It belongs to you and only you. Like nobody can take it away from you. All right. So offer a different vibration and conclusion. Stop feeling bad about yourself. Nothing went wrong. Everything can change overnight in that sense. And how much regret are you going to feel then when everything is going to turn out wonderfully? None whatsoever. You're going to be like, you know what? That was a teaching, learning experience. And I'm really grateful for it because I will never forget how I created it. I will never forget how to do it and maintain it. Maintain it. The maintenance of it. You will never forget how you got it and how to maintain it. Let me read some comments. Eva, dearest Anna, why I feel my SP's fragrance, that's special, energy all day long as if he's standing behind me. That's so cute. Weirdest ever, because his essence is right there with you. Yeah, I've had that experience too. He's 100% thinking about you. It's like, I mean, I've had all sorts of experiences myself, but so have my clients. And in some cases, there are apparitions. Somebody that looks like very much like that SP or just like a hologram, even. So they're thinking about you. They're definitely thinking about you. You're like on whatever you're manifesting with this person. I apologize. I can't exactly remember what it is you're working on right now, but I mean, you're right there. You could taste it. It's on the tips of your fingertips. Lavender's Lysol. I'm late, but will be rewatching. Okay, hope you're good. I'm very good. Thank you very much. Okay, offer a different vibration in the same area of your life or a circumstance. It has no choice but to change. In other words, if I'm feeding worry, I'm worried, I'm worried, I'm worried, I'm worried. Okay, I'm in a state of worry, I'm in the world of worry. Nothing good is going to come. And I know, oh, Anna, it's so easy to say, like, stop worrying. Kind of, darling. So whatever, like take away your attention and understand this is what you're doing. Ready? All that energy that you're pulsating towards the quantum field of worry and fear is like literally blocking all your good. This current of worry is an entirely waste of time. So whatever you need to like, if you can just understand you blocking your own progress by feeding this something, this area of your life worry, maybe you will start to have some kind of motivation to stop worrying. It's literally like this dark energy of worry that's suppressing all the abundance, whatever the abundance is, of money, of love, of healing, etc. Start feeding it gratitude, like gratitude in advance. I'm so grateful that it's turned out all in my favor. I'm giving thanks right now. Thank you, universe, for having my back. Thank you for never giving up on me. Thank you for not giving up on me even when I gave up on myself. Thank you, angels. Thank you, archangels, whatever it is, your go to. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus, whatever, thank you, Buddha. Whatever you want to use. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Isn't this a much higher feeling, much more like relatable to your new version who is on top of the world and grateful in advance instead of over here worry, you're driving yourself crazy and you're not achieving anything. So how productive are you being in the world of worry, right? So stop feeding it worry. When worry ceases, the abundance comes in. Like stop the fucking worry. Just go distract yourself with something. Like my favorite when I was, and this is something I meant to mention, parenthesis here, when I was, oh my goodness, getting over my drug addict ex-boyfriend, and I really, sunk in frequency and all sorts of processes were happening. I was processing all sorts of emotions. My life jacket became stand-up comedy, and I ended up performing it for a couple of years myself because I got so addicted to it. It made me feel so fucking good. It became like this really amazing drug, you could say. Like not necessarily drug, but really like this empowerment that I felt that everything can be funny. That everything can really be funny. Even the shit that you're complaining about right now. That start making fun of it. Elevate your frequency. Go watch a funny movie. Go distract yourself with things that really, truly, purely bring you joy. In the joy world, you cannot feel worry. And suddenly that answer comes, that email comes, the ESP text comes in, poopa, 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 poo, only because you happen to be in that world that, again, everything becomes visible that you want. You just stepped into an entirely different world. What can you say? But you see how impartial this is? The universe loves you very much. It will support you even in the shit show. It will give you signs till the cows come home. And some people say, Anna, all these fucking feathers, like, what do you want me to do with these feathers? Build a bird? Well, I guess you could. Well, for one, I framed them, okay, because they're beautiful and lovely and other things that we'll discuss some other time. I'm still not done redecorating my office because I've been just busy with so many different things. But I will show you. So it's not about can you build a bird? It's just that the universe is always supporting you. It's telling you you have another chance every single passing minute. Every single passing minute, every single day, you have a choice to go to that reality of which they're reminding you. Here's a sign you can go to that reality. Do you want to still? This is the maintenance. Okay, so even in the shit show, they're reminding you there's another possibility. Do you want to go there or not? And it's impartial. And when you're there, you feel it. And it's like when you're there, you feel no worry. And then the answers they come because now the expectation is different. You no longer expect to worry. Okay, if you're worried, you're expecting something to go wrong, in other words. If you really trust the universe and you understand like everything's just gonna play out real cool and really awesome for you, if you just happen to be on the frequency and in the world of love and joy, and you can forget about the manifestation techniques and all this fucking jazz for all you care. But if you happen to be on that frequency, the shit will align that you didn't even contemplate, darling. It just comes with it. It's a, what did you say? Build a bird up. Lavender's Lysol. Yeah, I laughed my ass off just like that. Oh, golly. That's funny. Um, where was I? So you're on that frequency. It comes, that world, it comes with all the answers. It comes with so many goodies. It will blow your mind. So one of the artifacts, like I'll give you an example. This came to me right before I came on, and I promised myself not to forget. And look at this, my higher self reminded me just now, even though I didn't write it down, which is awesome. Um, so one of my biggest manifestations in my life, which was really, really important, and I'm not gonna get into it now because this is gonna take forever, but I built a gratitude list, and I teach this in my coaching, how to build this really, really powerful gratitude list that is just, it's gonna blow your mind what it's gonna do for you. Really, it's just, I'm not even exaggerating because I'm having goosebumps right now because it created in my life such a major quantum leap that I'm still wondering how it was possible. But what I source the inspiration, like what I'm describing to you, the artifacts, the things that will bring you joy already. Okay, so look at this. For example, I really adore cherry blossoms, for as an example. Just, I don't know, I have this connection to cherry blossoms and I photograph them till the cows come home because I know how short-lived that period is in the spring time. And I don't know, there's a connection, there's a powerful connection for me. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's not ridiculous for me. So you will have your own situation like that. Okay, I really like red polish. For whatever reason, this really resonates with me, so I wear it all the time. So these are my connection. There are other things that I really love and adore, you know, the spring air, the rain, just these normal natural things that, you know, it's not $1 million, it's not, but that makes my frequency go up as soon as I think of cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms, ecstasy for me. Okay, carrot cake, ecstasy again, you know. So these really powerful things that, you know, are so simple, everyday things, but they have an emotional connection with you and are special to you. Maybe there's a memory of some kind. Maybe a person that you really adored. Maybe they're not living anymore. It doesn't matter. Like, for example, for me, it's my maternal grandmother. She's a saint in my eyes, and I know she's on my spiritual squad right now. Don't you know? She's fighting my battles. She's enormously inspiring to me. She is the best human being I've ever known, and I know her essence, and it inspires me to just, not for nothing, my life, the way I live it, I want to make her proud. Okay, so let's not get teary eyed now. But things like that. So write that stuff down and exercise. Another one for me would be Mozart. Okay, Serenade for the Winds happens to be one of my favorite compositions. Things like that. Like if I listen to the Serenade of the Winds, oh my God, I'm there. I'm in my dream world. Nothing can shake me out of it. But you need these clues that you need to write down to take you there straight away. This is my world. This is my world. Provided you've worked out. Again, Mama Drama Panorama is a parenthesis that you're not being triggered by bullshit anymore. And even if you are still and you're in the process of aligning yourself with the new timeline, you can still make this list. You always should have this list, not still. You should always have this list, but it's specifically and especially when you're working on a quantum leap of a major kind, meditating in the morning and then adhering to this list and really saturating your being with those emotions. This is a must do. There's nothing I recommend. I know it sounds so cliche, gratitude, but I just do it slightly differently to amplify it. And if you ever come into my coaching, I will explain to you exactly how to do it. But you see what I'm saying? It has to have specific emotional resonance to you that has power. Okay. Another one that I can explain. We have a lovely church here on Upper East Side, um and I grew up into religions, not religious per se, but we did used to go to church, because my father is Orthodox Christian and my mom is Jewish, but we used to go to church mostly because, father was Orthodox Christian. And there's something about me stepping into church that reminds me of this enormous universal power. I mean, first of all, churches are beautiful. I mean, it's just like enormously beautiful. But the aura there is something really potent. It's undeniable. Whether you're religious or not is something really powerful about it. That's my personal, and I'm sure a lot of people will relate because a lot of people grew up religious. All right. Eva. Babushkas are the best. Yes, babushka. Babula. I used to call her Babula. Um, are the babushkas are the best. Eva says mine were hardcore. Yeah, she was. No enemy would prosper if one had such spiritual team members. Ooh, you don't even understand. Oh, you don't even understand. I don't want to go into it in this live, but we'll have this discussion at some point. Yeah, that's true story. No enemy will prosper and no weapon will prosper. I know she fights my battles like a true soldier, like a true warrior. Lavender's Lysol. I used to do gratitude journaling each day, but this is another level. It's like a portal to make you feel safe, secure, and love. Oh, beautifully stated. Lavender's Lysol. You're blowing my mind, darling. Yes. But you see, so really quick, journaling is lovely. Like I believe you should journal from time to time about your emotions and all of that. And we do that in coaching as well. But I feel like more powerfully, like instead of writing it out every single day, which I feel just personally, I don't know, and you could certainly tell me your opinion. I feel that's a lot of effort. I feel like create a list that is kind of like almost like set in stone for the moment. Like you can always augment it, leave some room, to write stuff in. You can always improve upon it. I mean, a few months later or whatever. But writing every day as opposed to having a list you diligently worked on and you have it right there and it's available on one page. That's how I teach and that's how I coach, because it's not like endless pages, it's like on the same page. You kind of sort of memorize already what's there. And so even if you don't have it in front of you, let's just say you happen to be somewhere socially or I don't know, outside or whatever, you remember the energy you put into this gratitude list and you're like, I can feel it now, even though I can't read it. So I don't know. It's to me, it's a little bit arduous to keep writing things every single day. Like I'm grateful for this. Okay, you can write it one time and just read it. All right, from time maybe eventually, and this is how I coach. You don't read it even every single day, but in the beginning, once when you are like deliberately quantum leaping, yeah, every day, and you make it why? Because you're making a deliberate effort to connect emotionally to this world, and there's no effort involved here. I want to stress, it's just you let it come over you. So like let's just say, for as an example, you put there in advance, you saying gratitude, thank you so much that I'm married to so and so. Okay, or thank you so much that my SP came back, or whatever. It has to be believable to you. Okay, now I'm going into coaching material. Now I'm coaching you guys. um Comment below, by the way, those rewatching later as well. I don't know if it's any of value to you to have coaching, like a group coaching on Zoom, that I will cover coaching material in. I don't know. Some people are very shy, and this is why I'm asking. But if it's something of interest to you, I'll be happy to put together a group coaching, maybe on Sundays. And a few people can rendezvous on, on Zoom, and we can go over some things that, one on one, like face to face, we can cover. You don't have to appear on Zoom. You can just turn off your camera, but that's something kind of like I've been thinking about. So it will be a lot more affordable, but it won't be one on one. So that would be the difference. Lavender's Lysol says yes. All right. So maybe I will. Maybe I will. I probably will, definitely. So we'll see. So it'll probably be like a monthly subscription, and let's see, maybe we'll rendezvous like every, let's see, Sunday I don't work, but we'll figure out maybe Wednesdays. We'll do it like Wednesdays. um yeah, let me think about it. I'm going to think about it and put a post, and we'll figure it out. So stop feeding it worry. We've discussed this. The abundance then comes in when the worry ceases. The circumstance, what you're doing thus is letting the circumstance, person, event be their godly self. Meaning, all things are divinely designed to be perfect by the original blueprint. So, what this gratitude list represents is the frequency of this godly blueprint, the God state blueprint, okay, the golden Buddha blueprint. This is why there's so much resonance, okay, to the cherry blossoms in my case, to Mozart's music. I don't know, maybe there's a past life connection. Who gives a fuck? What I'm talking about is that this is your blueprint. This is why it resonates with you so much. And you should not forget that. You should not shy away from that. This is what's supposed to happen. As long as you are in this world, in that frequency, nothing and nobody will be able to stop you, and everything will go according to your plan like fucking magic. Like pure magic. In the SP department, in the money department, whatever the fuck kind of department. Remember, the only thing that can ever wreak havoc on your life is your emotional state. That's it. The stress, the worry, the whatever, blue, blah, blue, drama, mama, panorama. It's never about your worthiness. It's never about how many degrees you have or how worthy you are again or whatever. No, it's simply the magic of frequencies. Get on a new frequency that you will construct and custom make for yourself. Take the time to do that. I've certainly done that several times over, because sometimes you upgrade yourself. You should always upgrade yourself. And so you design a new gratitude list. Now I want to be grateful for this stuff before it comes to pass. Excuse me, I have to drink some water. Excuse me. And so the gratitude, the connection to this master plan, that, you know what, there's no way for you to not live it out if you know what it is. And how you know what it is through resonance of what you are most attracted to. Lavender's Lysol says, I'm saving to work with you. All right, that's so cute. Thank you. So, a couple of shortcuts that we already shortcuts, powerful methods, shall we say, that we already kind of touched on. Gratitude for the outcome in advance. All right. If you are presented with a choice between worry and gratitude, choose the gratitude. Choose the gratitude. It will bring about miraculous things. And does that entail then fake it till you make it? Yes, that's very much a situation of that. Why? Because you're literally, there's a transition period, there's a little bit of a hump, if you will, to go into that timeline, to go into that reality. It will be a little bit of an adjustment, shall we say, to be like, oh, all of a sudden I have to pretend to be a different person. Yes. Not a different person as we've discussed in the psychopathic terms. No, not what we're talking about. A different version of yourself. This is who I am. I claim that I am this person. The reality will turn around. Okay. Mimicking that reality in action. Okay. I'll give you a very kind of like powerful example. And I've given this example already. As an example, with money. When I was a model in New York and I would need money fast, Okay, how I would prove to the universe that I'm this new person who's no longer worried about money, which would bring about drought in the first place because I was worried about where it's going to come from. I would present this action of faith. So no matter how much money I had in my account, I would go and nearly spend it all. Now, do it responsibly, meaning, and responsibility is this: if you're spending the money begrudgingly and saying, well, I just spent all my money, I have no money, I feel horrible. No go. That's not how that's not responsibility. Responsibility is, I know that the universe heard me, therefore I can go ahead and spend this money freely and with love, and more will show up. And the universe will hear you again and oblige. If you're spending the money with, oh my God, I just spent all my money and I have none, forget it. I mean, even if you have $1 million right now in your bank account and you're spending money with like begrudgingly and really being, again, fearful and stressed out about it, pretty soon that money will go just the same way that it came in. All right. So letting go of other ideas from the other timeline and now looking at the same bank account and saying, well, I'm a different person. So I'm acting, be responsible. Don't neglect things that you should neglect. But if there is a way to demonstrate to the universe, hey, I know, like I know my name, it's not like believing anymore, it's knowing. I've entered this world of prosperity, of going, everything going my way. I have full trust and faith in the invisible. What the fuck is there necessarily to have trust and faith in? Because everything exists. So if I name a reality in which this next thing is coming my way and I'm expecting, let's just say, I don't know, $50,000 to just float in naturally into my existence, why the fuck am I worried about a couple of $100? I'm going to go ahead and spend it. And the universe loves that shit. Loves people acting on faith. Again, do it responsibly in that if you don't believe it for 1 second, keep the money. By all means, just hold on to it. But if you can bring yourself to this, I am in a different world and I'm acting from that different world's perspective, and I'm going to go ahead and spend this money fully expecting the support of the universe, you're going to get the money. I mean, that's what it's all about. All right. So the same thing with SP, mimicking, sometimes I give different exercises in my coaching that mimic that reality. Let's just say you're already married, or you're buying some produce or some groceries for your SP, but they're not living with you yet. You're putting together their favorite foods in your fridge, but they're not even like, you haven't heard from them in months. Watch how they're gonna call you. Okay, let's just say you don't eat eggs. Like, I don't eat eggs. Okay, but my honey does. So let's just say I would go out and buy eggs for my honey. That means I have a honey who eats eggs. Or eats meat or whatever. Like, let's just say you're vegan like myself and you have no fucking place for fucking meat. But yet you're buying meat because not just like, oh, here, Anna in her life, she said buy meat and SP will come back. No, not like that. You are in that world that you're fully expecting this guy or girl will come into your life and you're gonna have to feed them something. Oh my god, too funny. It's comical, but you get the idea. Okay, and finally, but most certainly not least, okay, last but certainly not least, celebrate yourself, and the universe will celebrate with you, and the universe will celebrate you. Okay, it's just kind of like the invisible telephone, the invisible internet, everything is in the ethers. The shit that you're thinking about yourself, darling, all day long. I don't have my SP, I'm a failure, booba dooba 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 doo. It's like an order into the universe. Once you flip the script and you're like, you know what, had enough. Been there, done that, like I said. Had enough of this fucking reality, dude. All right? I want to be the superstar. And you're not a superstar yet. You don't have money. You don't have the SP, no honey, no money, no nothing. You're a superstar just like that. You know why? Because you're the golden Buddha. You just forgot about it. Start celebrating yourself. Start loving yourself. Give yourself the love in the form of expectation of new SP versions, new circumstances, new events. No, I'm expecting this now. This is my fucking level, and basta cabasta, nothing else. It is finished. It is written, like Neville says. I like that. It is written. This is my order to the universe. I'm only playing by this scenario now because I'm so committed to this new world. I must act it out. Okay? So celebrate yourself for everything that you are. And you know, my darling, every single person that I've coached, whether they know it or not, they have a lot of good about themselves. Whether they're acting on this good, whether they're celebrating themselves, whether they choose to think about themselves highly and therefore act on it, is a different story. But that's all the difference in the world. When you celebrate yourself, the universe will celebrate you too in the form of, again, people, circumstances, and events. It's like you giving it to yourself right now, not for nothing, but you're not giving this as SP to yourself for some reason. It seems as though this SP has a mind of his or her own, this money has a mind of its own, and all this kind of jazz. But it really is an act of self love, an act of accepting it. I want to accept this freely and naturally, that this is my world. This is the default now. This is the rule of this universe. This is the rule of this world where I get my way all the time. Everything goes my way. I know it like I know my name again. I don't just believe it, I know it. I know it. Everything always goes my way. I always get my way with my SP. I always get the money I want. I always get anything I want. If I focus and deliberately put myself in the resonance of that frequency, the resonance of that world. So, offering the love you need to yourself first in the form of people, circumstances, and events. When you're not loving yourself enough, this I want to read for you. When you're not loving yourself enough, when you're criticizing yourself, you're criticizing God. Okay, you're the God of your reality. You could now listen. I know I'm talking to the crowd of benevolent people, but if you haven't been kind to somebody, this does not apply to you. Okay? Just to be clear, when you're not loving yourself enough, when you're criticizing yourself, that's when the quality of the manifestations go down. Because you don't think highly of yourself. You don't think highly of God. You're a representation of a God. You're a God. Okay? You're a part of the universal situate you the part of the universal energy. You are made of God. There's nothing else to make anything out of. Now what you do with this energy is entirely up to you. You can hoard it and not use it like most people do. They're not aware of it, or they use it in malicious ways against themselves because again, it's your reality and whatever you do comes back to you. But use it as a god. Use this power as a god. Would a god talk about themselves in the way that you perhaps do in your mind? And I don't mean in a narcissistic way, as a really deep, unconditional love towards yourself and acceptance that, you know what? Yes, my world can, in fact, effortlessly be a fairy tale in every single department. Are there challenges? Certainly. Nothing I can handle, though. Are there certain situations? But I fly above them because I know how to put myself in my preferred world. And it's as if, like, the water rolls over off my back as if I'm the goose, the golden goose, that is. So replace worry with gratitude that everything is prearranged. Sorry, replace worry with gratitude that everything is being rearranged in your favor as you enter the new world. It's like a mosaic. Okay? You're replacing like literally, you're stepping out of worry world and you're stepping into the world of love, to the world of gratitude, whatever. And you're seeing the mosaic like totally rearrange itself. Again, example being, an hour ago, this person told you something completely different. And now an hour later, you've changed worlds, and now this person is saying, "Oh, wait a minute, I changed my mind." Or I've had this happen. No, I never said that. I never said what I said an hour ago. What? Okay. Works for me. Works for me. The new you works for me. It's like that. Literally, this is how easily you can switch worlds and get a completely different answer. Excuse me. Lavender's Lysol. You are giving yourself the love you'd be feeling when you're in a relationship. Bravissima, darling. But now without a spin instead of dwelling in the past. Very good. This energy building and explaining makes sense. Brava, brava, bravissima. That's right. Very powerful indeed. Yes. How would you? Yes, you would be like so proud of yourself. Look at this. I've made a good life of myself. But feeling that gratitude and feeling that love for yourself, for this accomplishment ahead of time, that's what's going to zoom it right into you, into your existence, or rather, you're going to zoom there. Okay. And again, I want to stress it's okay to find yourself in another world temporarily. We all do this. It's how much self love, again, do you have to recognize that you have done nothing wrong in that sense? You just temporarily slipped into another mood, another emotion, realign, you back in that world. It doesn't go anywhere. Like people want to say, Anna, again, what the fuck are all these feathers? Is my manifestation coming? Well, feathers, again, are always there to assist you, but your manifestation didn't go anywhere in that sense. You tell me which world are you a part of. At this moment in time, be truthful about it and you'll find the answers. And if you don't, you're not aligned with having it right now and like literally feeling it, like, yeah, at the very least, find a resonance. Yeah, there's a possibility that this could become my world. At the very least, don't cut it off. Like, no, this is impossible. It has never been. Da, da, da. Just talk yourself into it. Yeah, this is totally possible. I mean, I see it happening to other people. Why not me? What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with me. But that's the thing, right? This is why coaching is necessary for some people, because it's exactly the situation of self-esteem and self-confidence that was disrupted sometime prior in their life, usually childhood. And now whatever good that's trying to come into your life, whether that's SP, money, what have you, you're literally rebuttaling it like a boxer. You're saying no to it. Unconsciously you are, because someone previously convinced you that you're that version and that version only. That's ridiculous though. You've changed so many versions up until now since you were born. I mean, it's crazy. So you can become anybody you want, but again, it doesn't mean to become somebody else that is a person or living person or used to be a person who was living. No, it just means to become a higher version of yourself who doesn't have these hangups anymore, who is free to become this higher version and act on it. Just act. You don't need anybody's permission. You don't need anybody's permission at all. Just your own permission. I allow myself to become the highest version of myself. I let myself entertain this new reality as not only a possibility, but a sure guarantee that if I follow the yellow brick road of this emotion, it will be mine. And nobody and nothing can stop it. All right. So, hopefully, this was helpful. I stayed over time. Um, Let me just quickly scan my notes. I hope you'll forgive me, just to make sure that I've covered everything. Yes, I did. Ta-da! All right. So one more time. If you want to receive 3 times a week audios, the book club is for you. They've now become this kind of entry level coaching material. It's $100 a month. You get 12 audios of about 30 minutes long. All right. I'm going to keep this. On Wednesdays, I've decided I will record an audio for the channel. But again, I want to stress the audios for the book club are more coaching material. I give a lot more there because people have signed the coaching agreement. So this was always something brewing in my mind, and I want it morphed itself. First, it was a replacement for the audios that I used to record for my channel, but now it has elevated itself into something else. It morphed itself into a entry level coaching. So that's a really affordable deal. The next thing I would recommend is the signature energy course. I just had my first graduates, so to speak. Everybody's really happy, and they're happy with their results, and it's the best do it yourself package that I've ever recorded. The kind of energy I put into it, there's so much information, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the audios are anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. A lot of the times it was an hour because it's just so much information poured out of me during channeling, and I was so inspired. The energy that was pulsating through me, it was just spectacular. I'm not even exaggerating, because the intention went out and it was really inspired. And I kind of brewed on it for some time, meditated, put a lot of good energy. So I highly recommend that as well. There are recordings. You could do it yourself. I send it 3 times per week again: Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And finally, nothing beats one on one coaching. I mean, what can I say? One on one, we get to achieve in a month's time. Most people, if they follow my guidance, at the very least, you shift your energy and you have the tools to operate very differently now in your reality, and thus transmuting it again and transforming it, getting closer and closer to that timeline. For the full effect, I do recommend 2 to 3 months. Okay, a month is better than nothing if you could do that, but 2 to 3 months, that's what I would do. Now, there are installment payment links on my website, and also below the live, if that's what you need. So I made all options available. If you still have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. And the other thing I wanted to say very quickly, I still want to have the volunteer. So if you, next Saturday, if anybody wants to volunteer to have the first live session with me, just to demonstrate to everybody what happens in my first session, your session will be completely free. I will definitely, again, I will treat it just like a normal paid session. We probably will go over time, okay, just like we did today. But I will definitely give you advice. I will definitely give you tools. I will definitely provide you with a direction during that hour that we'll spend together live. So if you're interested in that, please email me for next Saturday. Okay. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Lavender Lysol. Thank you, Eva. Thank you, everybody else, for tuning in today and for watching. Thank you so much. Until next time. Ciao, ciao. Big kiss. Bye bye.